All right, let's talk about winning. It's this big word that gets thrown around all the time, right? But what does it actually mean when you're an entrepreneur building something from scratch? Today, we're going to take that fuzzy idea and turn it into something real, something you can actually grab onto. Let's get into it.
So what's the secret sauce here? What does it really take to win? Is it just about having the most money in the bank or crushing your competition? Or is there something more to it? We're about to piece it all together, looking at the stories and insights from founders who've been in the trenches.
First things first. Before we can figure out how to win, we've got to understand what we're even aiming for. That brings us to our first section. What does winning mean? Because, it's about so much more than just crossing some imaginary finish line. It's about what drives you to start the race in the first place.
And to make this real, let's meet Itzamelang and Lamohang Hapa. They're the founders of a specialty coffee company called Home of the Bean. And their story didn't start with some huge investment or a fancy business degree. Nope. It started with a genuine passion for coffee and this deep desire to build something that was all theirs.
Okay, so you have the passion, but how do you turn that into an actual breathing business? That's our second section, the entrepreneur's journey. We're going to follow the path of Home of the Bean, from just a little side hustle all the way to a massive leap of faith, looking at the real-deal challenges they hit along the way. Just look at this journey. It started with pure grit, literally volunteering, washing dishes, just to learn the ropes of the coffee world. Then, they got scrappy. They pulled together their savings, used a credit card, and got a cool little VW Combi van going. That started getting them noticed, and they grew from pop-up markets into a small, permanent kiosk. And then, the big one, they decided to scale up to a full-blown coffee shop, right in the middle of the pandemic. Talk about a risk.
And you can just feel the emotion in that quote, can't you? I don't even know how we're still here. It wasn't about having some foolproof plan. It was about reaching a point where they knew they had to bet on themselves. They had to take that leap of faith and just push.
So, passion gets you started. Guts help you take the big leaps. But what actually keeps the engine running day to day? Well, that's where we get practical. Welcome to Section 3, your winning toolkit. These are the absolute must-have skills for the long road ahead. All right, business doctor Katumitsi Lagaba breaks it down into 5 skills you just can't skip. Number 1, you gotta get good at selling. I mean, if you can't sell, you don't have a business, period. 2, watch your costs like a hawk. Cash flow is everything. What else? You have to be a lifelong learner, manage your time like it's gold, and, there's a big one, learn how to break down those giant, scary goals into tiny, doable steps.
Now, on top of those practical skills, founder Katlego Mogajane adds a really crucial mindset shift. He says, don't just think about running your business, think about building an asset of value. What does that mean? It means you're creating something that doesn't just need you to survive. It's a system, an entity that can make money and thrive even if you step away. That is what real long-term success looks like.
And this right here, this is a trap so many people fall into. You have to understand the difference between your plan and your goal. Think of it like this. Your goal is the destination you plug into your GPS. That doesn't change. But your plan, that's just the route the GPS gives you. If there's traffic, you take a detour. You have to be flexible with how you get there, but you never ever lose sight of where you're going. And this quote from Will Smith just nails it. Stop staring at the idea of the perfect wall way off in the distance. Instead, obsess over laying the single brick in your hand, right now, as perfectly as you can. If you do that over and over again, you'll wake up one day and you'll have a perfect wall. It's all about executing the small things perfectly. Okay, so we've got the journey, we've got the toolkit, but what's it all for? What's the prize at the end? This brings us to our final, and maybe most important, section, redefining success. Because here's the secret. Winning isn't one size fits all. It's completely, totally personal. Let's go back to Home of the Bean. For them, winning isn't about opening 1,000 stores. It's about self-sufficiency. Owning their own roastery, baking everything themselves, that means they control the quality from start to finish. It means they can create better opportunities for their team. It's a win that's all about empowerment and control.
But now, look at this completely different take from Katlego Muganjane. For him, the win is defined by someone else. It doesn't matter how great he thinks the project is. It's not a win until the client is 100% happy. His success is measured by the satisfaction of the people he serves.
And then there's this third amazing perspective from Andisa Swapata. She says winning is simply about moving forward. Any progress, no matter how small, is a win. Did you hire one new person? You're winning.
Did your profit go up by just 5%? You are absolutely winning. It's about celebrating the forward momentum.
So let's wrap this all up. What are the big takeaways? Winning starts with that fire, that passion, but it's built by taking smart, calculated risks. Success isn't an accident. It demands a real toolkit of skills. You have to be willing to change your plan, but stay stubborn about your vision. And the biggest lesson of all? You, and only you, get to decide what a win actually looks like.
And that leaves us with one final question, and it's for you. You've seen these different stories, these different definitions. So what about you? What is the win that you're building towards, one perfect brick at a time?